I got thousands of reviews over the last years without using any of the review sites, and in this video, I will share how you can do the same. Hi, my name is Peter, and I've been doing self-publishing on Amazon KDP for more than 9 years, and this is the 4th video I'm doing with my friend here, Andrey, and in this video, we'll talk about getting Amazon reviews. Welcome, Andrey.
Hello, Peter. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. Today, we will cover why you don't need review sites and why you shouldn't rely on them, what strategies I use and how I've gotten thousands of reviews over the last 9 years, and what strategies Andrey uses to be completely independent from using these review sites. And most likely you have not heard about this strategy before, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So Andrey, what is your perspective on getting reviews?
I think most people look at reviews completely false. It's again, as in another video, we start with a little mindset shift before we go into the details and the strategies, because it's important. It's just important how you think, how you look at the topics. If you want to change something, you just need to change your mind. And the mindset people nowadays have is you need 100 reviews to sell your book. And that's, I think, it couldn't be further away from truth. Of course, if you have 500, 1,000, 2,000 reviews, that's a great number and it looks really great, and Amazon customers will have more trust in that kind of books, but it's highly overvalued in my eyes, because, and the shifts I want you to understand is that there are 2 use cases. I hope use cases is the right word in this situation. 2 use cases for reviews on Amazon. The first one is to get the click on the book, so that the people who are seeing your book in the search results click on the book. And the second is that the people who clicked on the book now convert into a buyer, so that the people see your Amazon listing, the product page, and then buy the book finally. And when people talk and think about reviews, they don't differentiate between these 2 aspects, because the number of reviews mainly focuses on getting the click and not the conversion. Of course, if you have more reviews, it's more trust and the conversion also increases, but it's not that important as most people think. The number of reviews is mainly important for getting the click, and the quality of the reviews is the most important part when it's about getting the final conversion, getting the final sale. And nobody talks about this quality part. At least I have the feeling that nobody talks about this, because these public reviews, sorry for always using the word public, because it's the main side I have in mind when I talk about these review sites, but all these review site reviews, the quality of these reviews isn't high. And if people on YouTube only promote these sites who talk about quality, they don't have something to show you how you can get quality reviews. They just can teach you how you can get same, boring, low quality review site reviews. And that's why nobody talks about it. And let's make an example. If you have a book with 30 reviews, but all reviews are real reviews, and let's say from these 30, 5 of them are reviews with pictures, with 1 to 3 pictures, and 1 of them is a video review, where a person really flips through the pages and shows the book. Just in the reviews, not an ad, not a video ad, not something like that. Just in the reviews, 30 reviews, 5 picture, 1 video review. Compared to a book with 120 reviews, with no picture, no video, and just shortly written, obviously review site reviews. And the person looks at both product pages and compares them. Which book would they buy? And I think you will guess the same, that most people who want to solve their problem, the problem that they have when they want to buy a book, will prefer the book with less reviews, but with more high quality reviews, because they can see real pictures, real people that are writing these long reviews, really detailed reviews where they write how great the book is, with pictures, with videos of the book. So they see it's real. It's not just plain text, it's not just short text. If it's text, it's long text, detailed text, who really talks about the needs the person who sees it himself or herself has, and it has pictures that the person sees. It's a real thing, it's a book. You can touch it and people have touched it. And if you just have a product on the other hand with more reviews but no pictures, nothing, just the count, and maybe a good review 4.8, and let's say the other is also 4.8, so both have the same review, both is the same, but the count is different, the quality is different. So quality don't mean how many 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars reviews, it means what's the content of the reviews. So maybe that's people that people don't get this wrong. And if you understand that, then you can focus on getting more quality review instead of having in mind, oh no, I need to get to 100 reviews and I don't know how to do that. Because even with sites like Pubi, it's nearly impossible to publish 1 or 2 books a month and get all of these 200 reviews. It's not possible because you need to review yourself too much. You don't have the time and you don't have the resources to get that much currency on this site to get these reviews. Because of course you're limited in how many reviews you can give to earn these currencies. So it doesn't work for scaling. And if you don't, imagine you only need to get to 20 or 30 reviews, but high quality reviews. And then you can scale with your book and it will outperform even books with more reviews who are lower quality. It would make many things way easier. And this shift in thinking, it is logical in a way if you see Amazon as a customer, but most publishers don't see Amazon as a customer, but as a publisher. As a publisher who got taught by people who are sharing their knowledge very limited and only sharing things they want to teach you, like these review sites, instead of the real strategies to get real reviews from real readers that have a higher quality. I hope that made sense so far.
Excellent discussion here. So the way I see it, a lot of people, they try to focus on, okay, let's untangle the Amazon algorithm. Let's do what it wants. And what it wants is more reviews. More reviews equals more sales. But of course, Amazon's algorithm is very complex.
Yeah.
So like Andrey mentioned here, just looking at the click-through rate, sure, you might get a better click-through rate when you have a higher number of reviews, but then when they click on the book, we have something called the conversion rate, which means how many people who visited the product page ended up buying the book. And that is more so the quality of the reviews. So when they scroll down, do they see images like Andrey mentioned, or does it feel like the reviews are from real readers? So this is perhaps more powerful than simply getting the click-through rate. Because of course, Amazon also takes into consideration, okay, maybe if people click on a certain book and they don't end up buying, then maybe they will click off Amazon. And we don't want that.
Yeah.
So maybe we will show this book, even though it only has 30 reviews compared to 200 reviews, let's show it up here because more people are buying this book than this book that has a lot of reviews. So that's why reviews and the number of reviews, that's just one factor, but there are many other nuances to the reviews itself.
Yeah, and long term you will even get more reviews. If your book is great, and we talked in the previous videos of this series about how to create a great book, then you will get organically over the next month, years, maybe you will get over 500 or 1,000, or like Peter's most successful book, over 3,000 reviews. And then you have high quality reviews and the highest count, and that nobody can compete with you on the review front. Compared to a book that has 500 reviews, but only these review site reviews, then a smaller publisher can easier compete with you. They just need a few reviews, maybe a little bit more, maybe he needs 50 reviews, but with images and video reviews to compete against this book with 500 reviews, but it can compete with you, even if it has less reviews. But if you have 500 reviews and all of them are high quality, it's impossible to compete on the review level with your book because it's just too high quality and too high numbers.
Yes. And I've seen some books that people have sent me, they have 600 reviews, something like that. And I see the book, the sales rank, it doesn't match up with the number of reviews that this book has. So maybe the sales rank is 300,000 and the reviews, just because there are more reviews doesn't mean that the book will sell better. So and it's not really scalable if you think about it, getting 1,000 or thousands of reviews on the same book through Pubi. Maybe that is possible, but at the same time, the number isn't what matters. The quality is what will get the book to be this upward spiral where more sales lead to more reviews of the right kind leads to more sales. And I think that's one interesting thing in the German market is that the Germans, you've mentioned to me, they always go down and they read the reviews. And if they see, for example, an English review on a
they don't
book,
like that.
They don't like that.
Yeah.
And I think even the international market, we can expect them to go down and actually read the reviews. Because if we think about what is the customer journey, so not just looking at Amazon as a machine, but actually coming from the point of a customer, what do we do when we buy a product? We go, okay, the cover looks nice. Oh, it's an interesting concept. Let's click. And I think that if we look at what Amazon customers do, we can see that, okay, they scroll down very quickly to the reviews and they start reading, okay, yeah, this person that is leaving the review, it's like it was me that wrote it, compared to, oh, this was a good book. It was a comprehensive Wikipedia overview. So I think that is one thing to keep in mind. Now let's get into the practical part of the video. So first I can explain how I get reviews, and then we will go into Andrey's method. So I am a big proponent of building a brand. And when you build a brand, you can build something called an email list, and the email list can help you get reviews. So that is why I'm a big proponent of building a brand. Now, of course, there are nuances with building a brand. If you just can create 3 books in a niche, and maybe building a brand isn't worth the effort. But if you see, okay, this is a niche I'm passionate about, I can see myself publishing books in this niche for the next couple of years, and it does make sense to set up a lead magnet, which is a way to capture the email addresses, and then also an autoresponder. So you have a way to get people in a systematic way where they get the books 1 week in advance, let's say, and they get to read the book before anyone else, which is the benefit why they would sign up to something called an ARC list, which is an advanced review copy list. And then they read the book, and perhaps they have some feedback. So you can get that feedback before the book is published, and you can make the changes if needed. And then also, once the book is published, they will leave a review. Of course, we cannot say that you will only get this book if you post a review, but rather we say a review would be very much appreciated. And of course, people will leave reviews. And that is also something you can do. You can ask, okay, can you leave a review with an image? That would be very much appreciated. Or a video review. So then you start to get these natural reviews from real readers. And that is the method I use and have used for the past, I believe, 8 years. Okay, so now let's go into your strategy, Andrey. What do you do to get reviews?
Again, from the German market, we don't have the sites. I think there are a few sites popping up, but German publishers normally don't use them, because as soon as there are English publishers, as Peter mentioned, we don't want English reviews on German books, because Germans, if they see a German book, the German language, and read an English review, they ask themselves, why should a person who don't understand German read this book and review it in English? It just doesn't make sense, and then they click off the book because it's weird. So that's just how we behave in the German-speaking countries, and that's why we can't really use these sites, or at least we don't do it. Another reason is because we're very hesitant to get banned from Amazon. So that the biggest influencers in the German market, for example, they warn you, if you use these sites, you will immediately get banned. Of course, not that drastically, but that's the message they want to bring out to the people, so that nobody uses these sites. Because of course there is, I think it's just paranoia from their part, and they are risked by using these sites, but it's not that risky really from getting your account banned, I would guess, at least. But as I said, we don't use them in Germany, and that's the reason why we over the years had the necessity to find a strategy to getting reviews. And our strategy is test readers. It's not really like an ARC list, as Peter said, because it works for individual books every time. So you don't necessarily need a brand, you don't need always the same test readers. It's just to publish a new book in a new niche. You are completely new, you know nobody who has interest in this niche. You just publish one book, and then you find somehow test readers that you gave the opportunity to buy the book on Amazon. Then they read it, give you a private feedback, and then you can ask them if they would be so nice and write your review, maybe even with a picture or a video that would help you the most. And some of them will then give you video or picture reviews, and most of them actually will give you the normal text review at least. And that's the strategy. And the only question then is, and of course, if they buy the book by themselves, you will reimburse them via PayPal or we could just send the money another way. It's not important. You reimburse them for getting a feedback, a personal feedback from them, not for the review. You reimburse them. Also, if they don't give a review, you reimburse them every time they just buy the book and write you and give you a private feedback. That's important because otherwise Amazon wouldn't like that. And this way it's completely fine with the Amazon guidelines. And now the only question open is where you can find these people. And the two main strategies are Facebook groups. So write in Facebook groups that are in the same niche as your book is, that you are searching for test readers. You want to give people the paperback for free. And if somebody is interested, they can just write a comment under your post or write you. And that's how I started. I think for my first 10 books, I got reviews, or my first 15 books even. I got all my reviews through this method with Facebook groups, and then the Facebook Messenger, you explain the whole process, etc. And that's it in the end. And nowadays I run Facebook ads and ask and state in the ad exactly the same as in the Facebook group. I give this book away for free. If you want it, just write me, and then I will handle all in the Messenger. And then you got, I don't know, if you have 40 test readers, let's say the book is $20. For 40 test readers, you pay $800. So not a lot amount of money to get 40 test readers. And then if we calculate it badly, at least 30 of them will give a review. Let's say 5 give a picture review and 1 give a video review, as in the example before. And then you have 30 review on a new book, at best in the first 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe if some of them will take a little bit longer, but if you get all the test readers on the first 3 days to buy the book, then you will have after 2 or 3 weeks all the reviews collected, and then you can run ads on the book and have a very well suited book to go in the battle against the other books in your niche.
Okay, excellent strategy. And I can also see that being combined with the strategy that I have,
Yes.
where you build up a list and you maybe have people read more than just one book and review more than just one book. So that way you're building up a brand. And that is the topic for the next video. So stay tuned to that. Once again, thank you very much, Andrey, for coming.
Thanks, Peter.
See you in the next video.